Hello, it is Jamie, the Tipsy Green Goddess, and today we are going to be making homemade kimchi. So in this big bucket, I have 4 heads of Napa cabbage, and I use 100% Korean salt and soaked these overnight. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these into bite-sized pieces. So after I soaked them overnight with the salt, of course, you're going to drain them and rinse them really, really well to get all of that salt off. And it's better if you do it overnight. You'll know that your cabbage is ready when you take a piece and bends like this and does not snap. Now you'll save a couple of big, nice outer leaves because we'll be using that to press it down and keep everything in our jars. Now you'll want to have 1 Korean radish, and you want to peel it. We're just going to matchstick this. You can see I've already started some, as well as carrots. Carrots you'll want to have about, for this amount of cabbage, you're going to want probably at least 2 cups worth. So let me go ahead and get these, the Korean radish cut up. I'm going to pause the video so I can pull my canning out, and I'll be right back with you. All right, I got all of the radish, the Korean radish cut up. Cheers. So in that, I now also want to add one onion chopped up, and I also am going to add the juice from 8 limes. And I'm going to be adding 6 cut up bunches of green onion. Now you can use fresh ginger. I really like this ginger and garlic paste. And if you were going to use ginger that was fresh, you probably just want to use a thumb's worth of fresh. So I will be adding 3, I like a lot of ginger, 3 tablespoons. And I'm also going to be adding minced garlic. Now, if you were using whole garlic, you would want at least 6 to 8 cloves. I'll add 5 tablespoons. Now I want to add, now I've made a paste. Now the paste that I made was using Korean rice white flour. Now you can use regular white flour as well. So you would use 1 cup of water and 1 cup of this on the stove. You're gonna cook it, keep whisking it. It's gonna get really thick. It's gonna make like a paste. And that is crucial for your kimchi. So at this point, you want to have gloves on because this will stain your hands if you don't. going to mix this. So I've got my paste in here. Also, I've added 2 pears. Now, I prefer that you use Korean pears, but those here are sometimes hard to find. So I use regular Bartlett pears. I'm going to mix this up good. Now the red is the Korean red chili pepper flakes. So if you have an Asian specialty store in your area, you can find those there. You want to find one that is 100% Korean. So that's the main thing you're looking for. So that flour paste, of course, you'd add in here with the red chili flakes. Just mixing it up really well. Mr. Tipsy. Mr. Tipsy, can you come toss this in for me, please? This other cup of red pepper flakes.
Just all one time.
Thank you, sir. That is a rare appearance of Mr. Tipsy. Thank you. You can also add hot peppers to this. I like hot, but I don't like fire hot. So I have not added peppers to mine. You want to make sure you get all of that mixed really well. Cheers. All right, so I still need to add the radish and my carrots. And the rest of my onions. going to finish mixing it all. Add that radish in there. All right, just let me get hands washed up and we'll finish the last part of it. All right, so now we are ready for the last steps, the kimchi. And to that, we are going to add fish sauce. I'm adding 1/3 cup and then we're going to add in Korean plum extract. You can use honey as well. It's going to give it that nice little bit of sweetness to it. All right. And we're going to finish getting this mixed up since we added those in. Okay. Almost grabbed the wrong bottle here, didn't I? Cheers. All right, so I'm going to use a gallon glass jar. We're just going to start getting it into the jar. Okay. Now it's in the dishwasher already. Just want to pack it in there as you go. Push it down. so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this again. I'm going to clean up our jar, and I'll show you the last stages prepping on the jar. All right, we've got the jar cleaned up. So now what we're going to do is those pieces on the outside that I had you save earlier, we are now going to take those and we're just going to roll them up. We are going to place them on the top because these are going to be the pieces that you use during the fermentation process to keep all of your kimchi pushed down into the fluid. You don't want that sitting up there above. All right, 2 more pieces should do it. So you can see the fluid there to the top. And that's what we want to see. We want to see all of that pushed down into the fluid. All right. Now we're going to do a little cleanup again on the outer part of the jar. Now what you want is some type of a plate to put your jar on. And a piece of cheesecloth. I use cheesecloth that has been folded over. And I'm just going to slap that on there with a produce rubber band to hold that on. There it is. You will let this sit on your countertop. You can do it anywhere from 5 days to 2 weeks. Juice will come and fall on the outer portion of this plate. That's why you want a plate there. You don't want it to stain up your countertops. And about once a day, you'll want to pull your cheesecloth off and push kimchi down in using those big leaves that we put in to make sure that it stays in its fluid. And that's how you do it, guys. That's how I make my kimchi. See you guys next time. Alright, so the batches that I made was enough to make 2 full gallon glass containers. You see how I've got the plates, because like I said, that juice will spill out. It will not make your house smell like fish. Once it is sat here for anywhere from 5 days to 2 weeks, you do want to keep it in the dark, which this is one of the corners of my kitchen, and I'll throw a towel over them to keep them in the dark and let them ferment. And then after about 5 days to 2 weeks, I will then cap them with the plastic lids, and they can be stored in a cool environment, such as a basement. I put mine in a refrigerator, and these will be good for at least 6 months. Alright guys, so yeah, that was my recipe for kimchi. Please like and subscribe.